Uh, yo. Hello, hello. It's been a while. Well, maybe not for the people watching on YouTube, but the people who've been watching since I started playing, it's definitely been a while. You know, there are a few reasons why I haven't gotten to Kakenuke. The big one being because I was playing Magical Marriage Lunatics at the time, and said that I would continue playing Kakenuke after. So, you know, that's just how it be. The last thing I remember from Kakenuke is that the end of the prologue was essentially about how the main character's, like, auntie, or like, I'm not too sure, relative, I guess you could say, became the head of the school and tried to shut down the school, and it was the main character's job, I guess, to stop her. But there's kind of some weird things there where it's like she was only threatening to shut down the school for a reason, and she was never going to actually, I shut down the school, I mean shut down every club that doesn't fall under a certain criteria, right? As in, the main thing I remember complaining about is that it was about the main complaint was that every essentially club had to provide, had to have an accomplishment, right? And an accomplishment that benefited the school, right? And of course, those were like sports clubs, because they would provide like trophies and stuff, or like, yeah, basically. And then of course, right, I'm like, if the main point of the clubs you are keeping is to increase the reputation of the school, wouldn't a club like Riri's, which was a club that went around and basically did volunteering jobs, right? Wouldn't that also benefit the school, right? It was a whole thing. And, well, I don't know why I'm recapping this, because you've already seen it if you're watching this. I guess I'm just recapping this for the people who were on Twitch and didn't want to rewatch me play through the last few episodes. I say few, the last few weeks of episodes, I guess. It's around there. But, you know, that's just how it is. Either way, it's enough rambling on. Of course, right? Just like with every other visual novel, even though I have my own rules where I start from the bottom of the list, which in Kakenuke's case would be Hibiki. Obviously, Dexter is the provider of these games, so of course I need to start with his waifu's route first. I have to start off with his waifu's route, which has kind of flip-flopped between Shiori and Ritsu, because, well, I'm the one trying to convince him that Ritsu was the better one. But, you know, something, hate scenes and all that, but regardless, Ritsu is not an option, so of course, we are doing Shiori's. So, it's been fucking 5 minutes of yapping, so let's get into it. Yeah, that's his name. I woke up feeling refreshed. Oh, I guess I overslept some. The school is out for summer break. I must have dropped my guard and lapsed into vacation mode. Oh well, it's fine once in a while. I got up and took one big stretch. Alright, I was awake. Let's have breakfast and get ready.
おはよう、兄ちゃん。
Morning.
ちょうどご飯の準備できたところだよ。
Perfect timing then.
お兄ちゃんそろそろ起きてくる頃かなって思って。
That's awesome. Talk about good timing.
兄のことなら何でもお見通しだもん。今朝はこれ食べたいって思ってたでしょ。
There was a bowl of ham and eggs with a side salad waiting for me on the dining table. Yeah, I couldn't possibly hold a candle to my sister. This was on an entirely different level than just simple mind reading. She was clearly a psychic.
ほら、冷めないうちに食べちゃおう。
Good call. Thanks for the food.
いただきます。
Or I guess, thank you for the food. I put a few drops of soy sauce on top of my over-easy sunny-side-up eggs. I split the yolk and let it soak into the rice. Delicious. This is exactly how over-easy eggs are supposed to be.
お兄ちゃんは半熟好きだもんね。
I won't accept sunny-side-up eggs in ramen unless they're over-easy either.
だよね。
ん？
兄の好みは半熟。私よーく知ってるよ。
What is it you're agreeing with exactly?
ほら、私も半熟だし。
What?
兄は半熟が好きでしょ。ほら、この辺とか半熟なところが。
Ritsu's eyes gradually aimed lower. She looked down at her chest. Yeah, I'm sure you loves things that are underdeveloped. If she's using undercooked as the analogy, then just, you know, try not to get too down about yourself. You'll find the way you are.
お兄ちゃん、小さい派なんだ。
Yes. No, that's not what I meant.
じゃあどういう意味？
You should just be true to yourself. Yeah, fawn for your brother. I mean, never mind. I didn't want to think about my sister that way. I'm not Kakeru, alright? I'm not Kakeru in episode 2. And so brother, it was worrisome to see that side of her at home.
お兄ちゃんがそう言うなら、もう少しだけこのままでもいいかな。
Yeah, I think that's for the best.
もう少しだけだよ。来年の夏には私も立派にボインボインってなってるんだからね。
Yeah, but I prefer them like this. Sure.
あ、信じてない。兄ひどい。
Besides, you're 18, right, guys? Ritsu's 18. That means she can't develop any further, right? Right. That's how it works. I believe you. Only in rare occasions does your body develop more past 18. I have about as much faith in... I have about as much faith in you as I have in the US dollar. Topical.
絶対育ってやるんだから。
I'd certainly feel better if you stay the way you are. It would have been even more topical if I started this while everyone was still scared about tariffs. Fear-mongering tariffs, I mean. It's so hot. The summer sunlight mercilessly baked my skin.
今 の気温36度だって。
Oh, plus the humidity. Give me a numerical value to it. Giving a numerical value to it makes it feel even hotter.
暑いのもだけど、日差しが嫌だな。日焼けしちゃうよ。
Did you not put sunscreen on before we left the house?
完全には防げないもん。汗で落ちちゃうし。
Then get better sunscreen, excuse me? You understand that a lot of people make sunscreen that, you know, is for, that you can put on before you swim. That's a lot of water. It'd be very inconvenient if the sunscreen came off after you swam. As soon as you jumped into the pool or beach. Girls have it rough.
男子も気をつけるご時世だよ。ところでさ、お兄ちゃん。
ん？
部活って何するのかな？
Beats me. I've got no idea why Hibiki called all of us to the clubroom today.
お兄ちゃんも知らないの？
Hopefully she doesn't suggest anything too outrageous. Hibiki was, after all, the one who had created the active. There was no chance she was going to suggest we quietly read in the library. We'll find out when we get there. We'll boil if we stand around it anyway. So let's make it quick.
そうだね。
Hey.
ユウも来たわね。これで全員集合だわ。
Ritsu and I were apparently the last ones to make it to the clubroom. You all got here quickly.
皆さんとご一緒できるのが楽しみで、つい早く来てしまいました。
Okay, you see, I was confused because I remembered that the active and negative, volunteer collective, I guess. Negative is the derogatory title that Hibiki gave the club. But I thought that volunteer collective and active, combined, right? They merged. So I was kind of confused that they kept calling it active. But, it's been a while.
俺は人目につきにくいような時間に来たからな。一番乗りだったぜ。
Was that really something to be proud of, Shinji?
でもさ、俺が来たすぐ後に小日向が来てさ。
何よ、いいじゃない、早く来たって。
鹿島もカイドウ先輩も来るの早かったし、俺はもうダメかと思ったんだよ。ユウ。
I get it. What did you get off of me?
前々から思ってたんすけど、ひょっとして遠野先輩、神楽坂先輩とはベーコンレタスなご関係で？
I don't like what you're implying.
ベーコンレタス？美味しそうな関係ね。どういう意味？
BL ス。
Like hell we do.
だってここには女の子いっぱいじゃないっすか。でも先輩、女子には目もくれない感じっすよね。
Yeah, come on. Why can't it just be one guy in a group of all girls, just like with 99 and Magical Marriage Lunatics and Angelic Chaos and I see the pattern here. The one fucking eroge that has one guy, one other guy that's in the fucking friend group, and now it's gay. No, it's really not like that.
自分たちの水着でも特にテンション上がったようには見えなかったっす。
It's only not gay if the other guy in the group was a femboy, alright? That's when it's fine. Because then you can either go down two ways. You can go down that the femboy will constantly flirt with the main character, but it's okay because he looks like a girl, or he's a degenerate. Well, in both instances they're a degenerate. Just one of them, in one instance, they're after the other girls, in the other, they're after the main character. Or the rare third one, where they're very aware of the fact that they're a femboy and they don't like it. Like with Riddle Joker. I don't remember his name, but that was a constant joke with him.
つまり当の先輩は女子に興味がないんじゃないっすか？
まさか、そうなの？
I don't like that sprite that she used. I don't know why I didn't comment on it when I saw it.
だから私のおっぱい揉んだ時も何の反応もなかったのね。
当のお前、響にそんなことしてたの？
No. An accident. That was an accident.
お兄ちゃんやっぱり大きい歯じゃん。
Besides, I consult the list. All right? That's all I'm going to say. Consult the list. That's the wrong one. Hang on. Consult the list, alright? Kika, Ritsu, Nagiko, Shiori, Riri. Look at the last one. I wonder why you didn't react as hard. It's almost like Hibiki is the worst one. I say worst. She will be until hopefully her out, which I'm saving for last. It depends.
失望しました。
I'm telling you, you got it all wrong.
では当の先輩は女子が好きってことっすね。
Also, I don't know why you wouldn't have this kind of conversation in any other route. It feels too generic, you know? Your phrasing is begging for a misunderstanding, but yes.
それならどうして自分たちのこと見ないんすか？
Well, you're at the top of the list, so I look at you like that. Isn't it rude to stare at girls?
自分は当の先輩なら見られてもいいっすよ。
That is part of the reason why you're at the top of the list.
私はちょっと見られても困るんだけど。カイドウ先輩、女は見られることで磨かれるんすよ。
I didn't know how to take that comment from her.
見るな、殿！私を見るな！
I'm not looking, so you're fine. They were loud the moment I walked through the door. For now, I set down my bag and took a seat in the corner of the room. Hey, morning.
おはようございます。
You're here too, Hiragi?
はい。小日向先輩に言われたので。
Feel like this is the first. This now it feels like it would be exclusive to the route because he's interacting directly with Shiori, and then, you know, you could still have the same conversation as before, and then depending on the route, you interact with a different girl, right? You're still following her blindly, huh?
いけませんか？
I wouldn't say it's bad, but if there's something you dislike or is too much, speak up, okay?
当の先輩がそう言うなら。
You're something else. Did she really understand?
大丈夫です。そういう時はちゃんと言います。多分。
Probably, huh? I had to keep a close eye on her. There were a lot of people who asked for the moon in this club, after all.
みんな揃ったところで始めましょうか。今日の活動は
One of the girls that would ask for the moon.
その前にちょっといいっすか？
何？どうしたのよ？
皆さんに言いたいことがあるっす。
言いたいことですか？
自分、部長なんて無理っす。
Oh, right. I forgot that's what happened at the end. You tricked Kika into being the club president instead of himself.
責任なんて負いたくないっす。自分は無責任でいたいんす。
You're an honest one.
人間正直なのが一番っすよ。
Being too honest did also give me pause.
そもそも自分が部長っていうのも当の先輩が勝手に決めたことじゃないっすか。
Yeah, it's clearly because he thought you were the most qualified for the role. Or maybe it's because he didn't want to do it himself. Yeah, more or less. I figured that would pose the fewest problems, and was a good way to get Hijiri involved.
自分も自分の意思を主張するっす。
Well, you are the club president, so you would have the most say in any conversation.
自分は辞任するっす。
Never mind.
それって青春部も辞めちゃうってこと？
いえ、部活には参加するっす。自分はもっと自由に部活を楽しむつもりっす。そういうわけで、当の先輩の幽霊部員枠、自分がいただくっすよ。
Yeah, that's... Okay, now, I remember more now. Yeah, that's why he didn't want to become the leader. Because he doesn't want to actually be part of the club. Because he has responsibilities. A lot of them. Too many to count, in fact. To the point where it was one of my bigger gripes when it came to Hibiki in this visual novel. Oh well. Why don't we pick a new president? My initial goal of getting Hijiri to join the club was successful, so I'll take it as a win. Shinji, why don't you give being president a try?
はあ？俺は絶対に嫌だぞ。
Well, it was worth a try. I figured. I knew he would turn it down if I had asked. The other club members were all female, so I couldn't imagine he would be able to handle the position very well. He was a good guy, though.
ここはやっぱり私が出るしかないよね。
Okay, and then Riri jumps in.
いえいえ、私が務めるべきでしょう。
And this is why and this is the other reason why he gave Kika the role of being club president. 1. He didn't want to be it. 2. He wanted her involved. 3. Please don't be Riri or Hibiki, because the only thing they'll do if either one of them was the president is complain that the other is the president.
私だってば。私です。
How do you want to handle this, Hijiri?
任せてほしいっす。ちゃんと考えてきてますから。部長とは別に新しい役職を立てるってのはどうすか？
I thought she was gonna settle it via coin toss or rock paper scissors.
新しい役職？部長に並び立つ。いえ、それ以上の存在。それは
Don't call it don't say king or emperor or anything like that, okay?
総支配人っす。
Why do I feel like that one is a bit targeted toward a certain individual who works in a restaurant? That makes it sound like a manager of an idol group.
他にも主任、親分、総帥、隊長、大将、提督、指揮官などなど。
I feel like some of them sound a lot more what's the word? I'm not better, but more authoritative? Something like that.
さあ、先輩方、お好きなのをどうぞっす。
At least she didn't go as far as saying king or emperor. Alright. What good does it do if both positions are equal?
何も決まらなくなるんじゃないのそれ。
でもちょっと楽しそうじゃないですか？
わかってくれるっすか？自分を受け入れてくれるのはリツさんだけっす。
じゃあ部長の称号は鹿島さんに譲って、私は大将を名乗るわ。
Except, here's the problem. If both leaders, let's just use that as a generic term, if both leaders have opposing viewpoints on what they want to do, how would you get anything done still? Alright? Wait, hold on a second. If everyone does whatever they want, then we'll never accomplish anything.
それぞれ日替わりで部長を担当するというのはどうでしょう。
That sounds like an even bigger hassle. Because now, it's like, what if, what if someone is like, it's my turn to be the president today, and then it either isn't actually, or that, or, or, right, someone stays president for a bit longer than a day. I could see that introducing problems as well.
じゃあどうすればいいのよ。
I know, I was thinking of another problem other than, someone selfishly keeping their role as a president. Because in that instance, in that instance, right, everyone else in the group would just turn against that person, right?
ここは公平にくじ引きで決めるっていうのはどうすか？
Okay, well, I guess that's better than a coin toss.
はあ、そうね。運で決めるのが一番かも。話し合いじゃ絶対に決まらない自信があるわ。
私は遠慮したいんだけど、ダメ？
確率は8分の1っす。そうそう当たるもんじゃないから大丈夫っすよ。
I don't trust you, Kika. I don't trust you, Kika. You'll fucking rig it so that you becomes the leader, but he rigged it so that he does not become the leader. But then this is back and forth, right?
わかった。外れればいいんだもんね。
早速準備しましょう。部長になるのは私よ。
私はこれで。
Let's just say I don't think this is going to be random. Alright? Hibiki, Kashima, Shinji, Ritsu, and Kaido drew their lots. That just leaves 3 more. I'll draw next.
どうぞっす。
I stuck my hand in the box and pull out a random strip of paper.
さあ、柊さんも引くっす。
私も引かないとダメですか。
そうそう当たるものじゃないっすよ。気軽に引いてほしいっす。
聖さんがそう言うなら。
それじゃあ自分は最後に残ったこれで。
全員引いたわね。じゃあ一斉に開くわよ。
Alright, I wonder who was rigged against. We opened up our folded strips.
ああ、外れだわ。私も外れです。
Okay, here's the thing, right? I can guarantee that it was the last 3 strips of paper that decided who was the president.
よかった外れた
I would be very surprised if it wasn't.
私も外れ。ドキドキした。
I didn't get it either.
私も外れよ。自分も外れっすね。
Wow, who would have guessed? Let me guess. If we did this in a different route, it would be that route's girl. Yeah, it would be that route's waifu that would become the president. Which meant, oh well, the VTuber became the president.
もしかして当たり引いたのしおり？
Of all people, the person least inclined to the position had drawn the winning lot.
辞退したいのですが。
Nuh-uh, not allowed to.
辞退できないなら部を辞めます。それはダメです。そうよ、青春から逃げちゃダメなのよ。
I was inclined to include a youth counter. decided against it because I'm too lazy, and also because every time she says youth, it already draws enough attention already. I don't want to draw too much more attention to the youth word through a counter, alright?
別に参加しなくてもいいのですが。
At this rate, Hiragi was likely to stop coming to club entirely. Coming to the club entirely. I wanted all of us to have fun together, especially after everything we'd been through. I needed to do something, and fast. How about we make it so that winning lot gives you the right to designate a president then?
Eh?
Once again, you're complicating it. You could become president yourself, or you could name someone. Does that work better?
ですが。しおり、私が部長やるわ。
See, now you've given the fucking... You've put Shiori under more pressure with... God damn it.
いえ、私が部長になります。
Exclude Riri and Hibiki, okay?
近いです。
Come on, calm down, both of you.
自分も辞任した身としては、柊さんの気持ちは痛いほどわかるっす。
私も遠野の案に賛成ね。
Except for the fact that you weren't given the role of choosing who the next president should be. Alright? You gave a suggestion of drawing lots. I don't think Shiori will get the same privilege of what's the phrase? Give it up to chance or whatever.
柊はまだ1年だし、性格的に部長には向いてないと思う。
じゃあ、部長さんを指名するとして、しおりちゃんは誰を指名するの？
She looked around at the club members and gave a small nod.
では、遠野先輩で。
Wow. Huh?
遠野先輩を青春部の部長として指名します。
You know what? This is punishment. This is punishment for forcing Kika to be the president. Me?
ちょっとしおり、なんで私じゃないの？遠野先輩が適任と感じたので。
What part of me?
遠野先輩から世界を変える力を感じたので。
Oh god, not another Chuny. That sounded a little fishy to me. I'm not cut out to be club president.
そうっすか？
Club president. I do.
遠野先輩が学園長さんに立ち向かってた時、すっごくリーダーっぽかったっすよ。
I mean, that's probably because she was related to him. That was an exception. I did what I had to protect. I did what I had to protect multiple things. It was because of full-fledged opposition was necessary.
実はさ、私も遠野が一番いいんじゃないかって思ってる。何の裏切り者！違うってば響、そうじゃなくて。響のこともそうだし、他のみんなのことも考えて、バランスを取るのが一番うまいのって遠野でしょ？
Yeah, because he hates both Hibiki and Riri equally.
そうですね。私もカイドウ先輩の意見に賛成です。
Now even you're saying that, Kashima.
お兄ちゃんが部長さんになるの、私も賛成だな。
Are you all sure this isn't some kind of setup?
くじ引きは仕込みなしの完全ガチっすよ。
I mean, the lots were definitely rigged. It's just, you know, how far down the track, how far, when did the rigging start? You know, it wasn't just the lots that were rigged, it was everything else.
作った自分が保証するっす。
She didn't sound like she was lying.
だって部長さんになればお兄ちゃんはもっと積極的に青春しようって思うでしょ。
ユウがやるならいいけど。
I do wonder if this is the outcome of this route. Will you become the president in every route? Or just this one and Nagiko's, I guess. And then Hibiki becomes the president in her route and Riri in her route, respectively.
私も異論はありません。
ユウが部長なら俺も納得だ。
Of course you can. He's the only other guy in the fucking club. They all turned toward me. It didn't look like I had any other choice but to accept the job. I get it. In exchange, I have a condition.
条件？何を条件って。
I get to name a vice president. No vetoes. If you're fine with that, I'll accept the role of president. Is everyone okay with that?
いいんじゃない？ユウ、もちろん私を選ぶのよね。
Only in your route.
師匠を支えるのは弟子の役割です。ですよね、師匠。
Also only in your route. Sorry to say, but it won't be either of you.
どうして？
まさか私にやらせようってこと？
Wait your turn, Nagiko, alright? Another wrong answer.
じゃあ誰なの？
Hiragi, you're the vice president.
私、部長を辞退したんですけど。
But you didn't decline to be the vice president. That's true, which is why you're the vice president.
辞退は
No vetoes. Then I won't be club president either. That will make you the president. Are you okay with that?
遠野先輩、卑怯です。
Well, you're the first girl. You're the first route. So, you know, there's no benefit to being the first girl, but, you know, never mind. What will you do? You'll be the president. You'll be the vice president, won't you?
遠野先輩がそう言うなら。
Hiragi gave a single dissatisfied nod in agreement. It's settled.
ユウ、どうしてしおりが副部長なの？
I thought it was a good opportunity.
どういうこと？
I thought it would give Hiragi the chance to talk to people more. Isn't communication important when it comes to enjoying your youth? Oh god, you've been infected with the virus.
確かに、私も遠野くんの言う通りだと思います。
The youth virus.
何をするにも、お話をしなければ始まりませんから。皆さんで一緒に楽しむためには、必要なことです。そういうことなら、仕方ないわね。しおりに私の案を聞いてもらえばいいんだし。よろしく頼むわね、しおり。はい。
Now that we've settled this matter as a club, why don't we pin down some degree of activities over summer break?
そうですね。長い夏休みですから、計画は大切です。
Try not to come up with anything too crazy, Hibiki.
何言ってんのよ。無茶なんて言ってないでしょ。
You littered. You blew up fucking bottle rockets on the beach and never bothered to clean them up.
私のアイディアは青春を楽しむものばっかりよ。
Give me an example.
みんなで線路をたどって山奥へ行くのよ。
Trying to mimic a timeless masterpiece? I wish I remembered the reference.
山奥で宇宙人と出会って友情を育んで迫り来る追っ手から逃げるのよ。
Does your bike fly through the air? Yeah, that one's ET.
壮絶な戦いを繰り広げた後、最後は親指立てて溶鉱炉に沈んでいくのよ。
You've mixed way too many references together. That one was Terminator. Fuck. I forgot the name of the first one. Man, leave it in the comments below.
何よ、楽しそうでいいじゃない。
You've got the power of Google on your side. I am too lazy to look it up. Blending together elements of masterpieces produces B-grade crap. True. Next thing you're gonna suggest is escaping from prison.
小日向さん、もっとためになる過ごし方をしないといけませんよ。ためになる？そうです。人のためになることを重ねて、私たちも成長していく。
And yes, that is the furthest I will go with my Shawshank Redemption reference.
私は、それこそが青春だと思うんです。他人のためばっかりなんて楽しくないじゃない。楽しいですよ。人の笑顔を見ると幸せな気持ちになれます。とても、鹿島さんはそうかもしれないけど、私は自分の感情を優先したいわ。いいですか、小日向さん。そもそも。
Hibiki and Kashima began to assert themselves. I'd imagined we were going to see this a lot going forward.
どうの、うまくまとまりそう？
No idea.
しおりちゃんが副部長さんなら、私が精一杯サポートするね。
はい。
俺もユウのサポートするって言いたいところだけど、陰ながら応援させてもらう。
Maybe if you were a femboy, but I don't appreciate this. No, help me. You need. Wait, what? Hang on, I wasn't really paying attention to what he said. At least that's what I wish I could say, but I'll root for you from behind the scenes. No, I like that. No, help me. You need to actually try.
女子の視線さえなければ。
You can just put on a blindfold, and then if you can't see them, they aren't looking at you. I needed to keep this guy's rehabilitation in mind as well.
いい？毎年毎年が一度きりの夏なのよ。
I wonder if there is ever going to be a route where Shinji is no longer afraid of women. That would be the canon route. Regardless of how much I like the girl at the end. No sooner was she quarreling with Kashima did Hibiki transition into an impassioned speech.
同じ夏は二度と来ないんだから、毎日が一度きりの大切な時間じゃない。だから、どんな時だって全力、真剣に楽しむ義務があるって私は思うのよ。
Hibiki.
悔いなんて残さないようにしなきゃ。そうでしょ？
そうね。私は3年だから、風見学園で過ごす最後の夏になる。
Okay, I guess it's fine if you girls just pop into frame.
うん。響の言う通り、楽しい夏にしなきゃ。
ええ、その意見は私も賛成です。
Hibiki was outstanding at leading others. It was through her words and actions that had brought all of us together.
ゆう、しっかり頼むわよ。
I'll certainly try to.
ちょっと、部長なんだからしっかりしてよね。
That's easy for you to say, but that's not really my style.
困ったり難しかったら、私たちを頼ればいいじゃない。そのためにみんながいるんだから。
I bet. I'll do just that.
じゃあ、早速、青春部の活動プレゼン、始めましょう。この夏の思い出を作るのは、私よ。
I'm not sure it'll be possible to do all of this before summer ends. Listen, Phineas and Ferb did all of their shit in 104 days. Why couldn't you, alright? For the time being, we had written down everyone's ideas. Most of these suggestions came from Hibiki and Kashima, which ended up being a rather staggering amount.
そう？毎日3つ以上消化していけばなんとかなるんじゃない？
That sounds like a recipe for burnout. Are you trying to kill us?
この中から選んで部活していくのかな？
That could work. And if anyone has any other good ideas, we can keep collecting those anytime.
とりあえず明日はどうする？
Good question. I'd like to start with something simple. Were there any plans that seemed relatively simple to achieve? How about this one?
お菓子パーティーですか。
私のアイディアだ。
Doesn't having a barbecue outside, followed by a laid-back chat in the club room sound nice?
ただ話すだけってこと？
That's a Twitch category. Yeah, we can pick up where we get off. Yeah. I'll get up. We can pick up where our get-together left off.
バーベキューの二次会ってわけね。
Where our get-off together left off.
私、お菓子作ってくるよ。
まあ、それは素敵ですね。
じゃあ自分もお気にのお菓子持ってくるっす。私はお菓子とかあんまり食べないから。そうだ、お茶を持ってくるわ。
You're welcome to join us if you're up for it, Hiragi.
そうですね。
I almost said Hibiki. That would have been shameful.
ちょっとインパクトには欠ける気もするけど、最初はこれくらいでいいのかもしれないわね。私もとっておきのお菓子を持ってくるわ。
And then it's settled. We'll have a group sweets party tomorrow. And only the group sweets party, alright? Sorry to keep you waiting. Here is your summer vegetable curry.
お、来た来た、うまそう。
ねえたっくん、私にも一口ちょうだい。
じゃあ、サチのオムライスと交換な。
いいよ、早く食べよう。
If you need anything else, please press the button to call for me. And please excuse me. I finished serving my customers and left their table. There had been a noticeable uptick in young customers lately, and I'd imagine summer break had something to do with it. Not only did we have groups of friends visit, we also had a good deal of couples. God damn it. Does that count as youth? I hate that he put fucking parentheses around it. Quotations, parentheses or brackets. Maybe I could experience something similar with someone.
遠野くん、これ一体どういうこと？
What?
遠野くんのシフト規模を確認したら、出勤日がめちゃくちゃ減ってるんだけど。
I believe I coordinated it to cause the least inconvenience possible.
僕が現場に行く時間が取れないよ。
You're the manager though.
そうだけど。
My club started up, so I have less free time now.
部活？遠野くんが？
With great reluctance. It may be summer break, but I still have to go to the academy.
はあ、なるほど。そういうことなんだね。てっきりうちに不満があるのかと思ってさ、心配しちゃったよ。
If you keep me solely on the night shift, I should be able to manage 5 shifts per week, and I'll also need time to study. But I'll also need time to study.
遠野くんもプライベートを楽しむ時間は必要だもんね。
No, this is the solution, you. You can study while you work. Alright? In between the waiting in between waiting tables, you can come back. You can come into the break room before someone rings the bell, right? And that sounds like fucking hell. Listen, I'm sure you could manage it if you wanted to.
わかったよ。なんとか調整してみよ
I'm sorry. Yeah, thank you.
店長、私もお休み欲しいんですけど。
Uh-oh.
う。僕の現場が
Taking my break. Here we go. The dinner Ritsu had prepared for me. The dinner Ritsu had prepared was waiting for me when I got home. That thought crossed my mind as I snacked on some baked goods. Youth, huh? What was it? What was it I should do specifically? I definitely needed to go into this with a plan. I've never given this any real consideration before, so I'm not sure.
何がです？
Good work.
お疲れ様です。何かお悩みですか？
Oh, I wouldn't go so far as to call it worrying. I was just wondering what youth is.
どうしたんですか？当のチーフ。
Yeah, I've said it so many times it's lost all its meaning.
そういうの、今まで全く興味なさそうだったのに。
A lot has happened.
いろいろ聞きたいんですけど。
It would take too long to explain. So maybe some other time.
聞きたいです。
Alright. See you later.
やですよ。せっかく楽しそうな話題なのに。
You certainly sound excited about this.
わかりました。私が青春教えましょう。
Sakashita was leaning toward me. She was very excited about this.
青春といえば、恋ですよ、恋。
Of course it does. Love?
そう、恋です。気になるあの子のことを考えて、勉強も仕事も手につかない。
Excluding your sister, alright?
今、何してるのかな？連絡してもいいかな？迷惑じゃないかな？でも、声が聞きたい！それが恋！青春ですよ、チーフ！
Also, I guess I'm glad that she got a name. Manager's still manager, unfortunately. You really think so?
そうです！さあ、恋の芽生えを意識しましょ
That's easier said than done.
う！前にもいらっしゃってたじゃないですか。当のチーフに会いに来てた、綺麗な女の人。
Oh, Kaido?
いいですね。先輩との恋。年上女子と年下男子の恋愛。たぎります。
What are you getting so excited about?
あれ？チーフ的に年上はなしですか？
I wouldn't say I'm not, but it wasn't something I really thought of. Especially someone I had known for as relatively long as Kaido.
チーフは年下の方が好みなんですね。
I'm not entirely sure. I've never really given it any thought.
気になる女の子くらいはいるんですよね。
I guess. It wasn't that I thought of her that way, and more that I was concerned for well-being. It wasn't that I thought of her that way, and more that I was concerned for her well-being. Poof. Ah, who would have guessed it would have been her? And the underclassman was quietly reading books. I was incredibly worried about her, especially with how stoic she could be.
ほら、いるじゃないですか。
But we don't have that kind of relationship.
恋なんて些細なことから始まるんですよ。あとは チーフがきっかけを意識するだけです。
Opportunity. I had begun talking to Hiragi, and we wound up taking part in the same club. For whatever reason, I couldn't get her out of my head. That was the cold, hard truth.
恋に発展するように応援してますよ。
Thank you.
いい報告待ってますね。
That's just what you want to hear, isn't it?
私、恋バナ大好きなんで。
Don't most people? I wouldn't get your hopes up if I were you.
ダメですよ、チーフ。男ならグイグイ行かないと。肉食男子で攻めましょう。
I could only imagine how terrified Hiragi would be if I tried to assert myself toward her like that. I'll let you know if I need any help.
お待ちしてます。
Listen, she's into it, alright? You know, Hiragi might not be, but she's just speaking from her experience and her taste in men. What? Love, huh? Don't make it the new word. I don't get it. I was having trouble focusing on my studies. What was youth in relation to the youth collective? To experience something together with friends, have fun, and to share. It's difficult coming up with activities for us to do. The most important element of all of this was for everyone to be together. I'll take everyone's feedback into consideration when coming up with a game plan. Also, love. Falling in love was definitely a part of youth. Blue-haired girl. A quiet underclassman's face popped into my mind. Was this love? Was this the will of the god that is controlling my world through a computer screen? I really don't get it. Thinking about it wouldn't help anything. May as well take a bath and get some sleep.
Kakenuke 青春スパーキング。
How cute.
ほら、お兄ちゃん、急がないと遅れちゃ
I know. Ritsu had once claimed that club activities didn't matter. And now that she was involved in the youth collective, she always seemed to be having fun and was overflowing with energy whenever we went on these outings, just like a little kid.
う。お菓子もしっかり準備したし、響ちゃんや鹿島先輩たち、喜んでくれるかな。
Yeah, he says just like a little kid, because Ritsu isn't a little kid, alright? Because she's 18. Right, guys? I've already made this joke, never mind. And about the same girl, too. They will, since you're the one who made them.
兄のお墨付きいただきましたって。ん？ねえ、お兄ちゃん、あれって。
What? Ritsu stopped in place and pointed across the road.
よーしよーし。ゴロゴロ。
Yes, I found my CG! I mean... How cute.
ほらほら。スリスリ気持ちいいかにゃ。君がここ好きなのは知ってるんだよ。
That's Hiragi, right? Oh, no wonder she made a cat face, a cat expression pose in the transition. She was petting a stray cat that frequented the neighborhood.
あの子、人に全然懐かないのに。
Surely Shiori won't be disappointed, right? But it's fawning over Hiragi like crazy.
みたいだね。
I hope. Wait a second. Was that really Hiragi? It was a complete disconnect from the Hiragi I knew.
にゃんたは甘えん坊だね。かわいいかわいい。
God damn it. Fucking...
かわいいかわいい。よしよし。お腹ふにふに。もふもふ。
Okay, that's very that's a very trusting cat. Oh, that cat trusts Chiori a lot.
尻尾パタパタしてご機嫌だね。おひげも立派でかっこいいにゃ。
Mew. It sounded like she was trying to mimic the cat. Is that what those ears were for Hiragi?
しおりちゃん、かわいい。
I felt bad for spying on her like this. I did, but this was... Let's keep watching.
そうしよう。
We had reached an accord.
今度、にゃんたのおもちゃ持ってきてあげるね。何がいいかな。朝縄のボールとか、ぬいぐるみが買ってあったっけ。にゃんたのお友達も一緒に遊ぼうね。にゃん。にゃん。にゃん。にゃん。
Wow. She was suddenly fluent in cat.
写真撮りたい。
I don't think that's a good idea.
でもあんなに可愛いんだよ。
Yeah, but it's gonna... You're gonna make a sound. I get it. But you have to calm down.
おーい。せめて目に焼き付けておかなきゃ。
にゃん吉も来たね。
Another cat. Compared to Nyantha, a second and much larger cat appeared. They looked the same.
にゃん吉もおいで。にゃんたと一緒にゴロゴロしてあげるにゃ。にゃふふ。
Nyankichi quickly surrendered to Hiragi's petting technique. I wouldn't have guessed they were strays with the way they fawned over her.
気持ちいい？
Don't tell me there's gonna be a third one.
にゃん吉は耳の付け根が一番好きなんだよね。今日はにゃん吉も甘えん坊だね。いいよ。いっぱいなでなでしてあげるにゃ。
I was positively baffled by the difference in her personality.
可愛いな、しおりちゃん。
Have you ever seen Hiragi act this way?
ないよ。
Even though they were both girls, they appeared to be this appeared to be a first for Ritsu as well. It made sense why she wouldn't want others seeing her act this way. Maybe it's the cat ears, but she's starting to look like one.
しおりちゃん猫っぽいところあるもんね。
Would you call it cat-like?
にゃん。にゃふ。
She really was the human embodiment of a cat.
にゃんじろうもいらっしゃい。おいでおいで。
It's not 3, it was 4. I can't believe this. Come on, another one?
みんなかわいいにゃ。元気なお返事だね。ん？にゃんた、どうしたの？
I was gonna be like, the cat knows. She spotted us. Hey, Hiragi.
おはよう、しおりちゃん。
見てました？
No, we just got here. Sorry.
そんな急に走ると。
White. Never mind. Hey, Hiragi. That was one flashy way to faceplant. You could totally see her panties too. But she's facing toward you. What? Are you okay? You're not hurt, are you?
はい、大丈夫で。
しおりちゃん、また走ったら危ないよ。
Maybe we should have said something from the start.
後で謝らなきゃ。
From the start. I agree. Well, shit. Whoa.
さっきしおりちゃんに懐いてた子だ。
Maybe he thinks we're the bad guys.
みたいだね。
I'm sorry. We didn't mean to get in the way.
言っちゃった。
Well, it looks like we won't be as lucky as Hiragi. It was difficult to communicate with cats, not to mention sweltering. Why don't we get going to